Dear students, today we are going to have an introductory class on AutoCAD software. I hope all of you would have downloaded the AutoCAD software. If not, you can go to my video on how to download the AutoCAD 2022 software and install them. After installation, you can go to the Start menu and click on AutoCAD 2022 English. So once your AutoCAD 2022 software opens, you can start working on different drawings. So this is how your AutoCAD software looks like. You can go for the option New. When you press the New option, you have this software opening. This is your GUI. This screen which you see here is called the Workspace, this white screen with the checkers. These checkers are called as grid lines. You can switch off or switch on grid lines by clicking on this icon at the bottom. If you press this once with the left mouse click, you can switch on and switch off. So depending upon your convenience, you can switch it on or you can switch it off. I generally prefer switching it off. So simple drawing I'm making. Okay, you need not worry how to do it. I will teach you how to do it. It's a simple drawing. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how the mouse will function for you. Your left mouse button is used to select something. If you want to select something, your left mouse button is used. Your scroll button, by rotating the scroll wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. By pressing the scroll wheel and moving the mouse, you can do something called as the pan option. So using the pan, you can draw at multiple sections of this workspace. This workspace is infinite. So you can zoom in, zoom out using your scroll wheel, select using your left mouse button, and by pressing the wheel and moving to the left or right, you can pan your drawing. In order to make selection, you can click at the top left hand corner and draw a box like this. Whatever you enclose becomes selected, and click on the bottom right hand corner, it gets selected. Another way of doing selection is click at the bottom right hand corner, left mouse click, and whatever you cross will become selected. You can see if you cross it, then click to get selected. Each one we have drawn, one line, is called an entity. The circle is called an entity. If you see this, these are three entities here. So each line or a circle or an arc that you do is called as entity. If I want to delete everything, just left click on the top left hand corner, make a box, enclose, again left click, then press delete, everything will go. This is how you use your mouse. Now, after starting a drawing, the first thing that you need to do is to save the file. It is very helpful in order to recover something that you have lost in between. So go here, the floppy disk icon comes, press that. Then it will ask where to save. I'm just choosing desktop. I'm creating a folder, my AutoCAD drawings. Press enter, then give the file name as first drawing 1 and say save. Just to check whether it has been done or not, I'm going to my AutoCAD drawings in the desktop, which I just now created, and you can see my first drawing here. Now, so this, I told you, this is your workspace. This white space is called your workspace, and this is an infinite space. Now I'm going to confine my drawing to a certain region. For that I'm going to draw a box. That box I'm going to draw an A4 size sheet size, that is 210 by 297, 210 millimeters into 297 millimeters. So let me set the units. First I'm going to AutoCAD icon here, go to drawing utilities, then go to units, decimal, precision, you can see here inches, change this inches to millimeters and say OK. So whatever drawing you are making here will have the unit millimeter. Now let me draw a box. I will teach you how to draw a box, but now I'm going to draw a box of certain dimension 210 by 297. I'm just zooming in, zooming out to fit the box within the screen so that I'll be drawing here. So although this workspace is infinite workspace, I'm going to draw in this box which I've drawn here. This box is of 210 by 297. That is the dimensions of an A4 size sheet. Okay. Now, whatever I'm going to draw here will have the units as mm. Okay. So how do I select and delete? Just click on the top left hand corner, draw a box, click on the bottom right hand corner and press delete. Now what you see here is called as the command line or command prompt or command bar. Here you are required to type in the command to invoke a particular command. Here I'm going to circle is one command. If I want to come out of a command, simply press escape. Now I'm typing the command line. I'm into the command. If I want to come out of the command, press escape. This is the command prompt or command line or command bar. Here you can see the status bar. What is the status bar? While we are drawing, certain options we want to switch on, certain options we want to switch it off. So all the blue indicates that it is switched on, which are not highlighted in blue, it indicates switched off. For example, grid is switched off as of now. If I want to switch it on, either I press here or I press F7 function key F7, then it will switch on, switch off. The moment a particular command is active, it shows as blue. If it is inactive, it will not show the blue color. This is status bar. Here one of the important command is this dynamic input, which I have switched it off. So whenever you are doing a drawing, initially please switch this off. See, now I will switch it off. If this dynamic input option is not available here, then you have a customize option here which shows what are all the options we can show it in the status bar. So you switch on or switch it off here. By selecting it, you switch it on. By unselecting it, you switch it off. This switch on, switch off is not switching on, switching off a particular command. That switch on here, selecting, select, deselecting is to whether it should appear here or not. You can see the change in the bottom. You see, observe here, you can see the change in the bottom. Whether it should appear or not, that is here you have to select, select or deselect. Once you select, it will appear here. Whether to switch it on, this is switch it on, this is switched off. You can decide whether to switch on or switch off. Okay, certain things by default are switched on. If you want, you can switch it off, but these switched on things I purposefully switched it on. Later on we will be using. Now, to invoke a command, we can use different methods in AutoCAD. Okay, now here we can see the draw commands. When you draw something, sometimes you'll be modifying it. So you have modify commands. Any drawing requires dimensioning. So here you have dimensioning options. So 1, 2, 3 tabs we may use frequently. Then match properties we will use frequently. Then these two bi-layer things I will tell you we will be using frequently. When you go and keep your mouse or a pointer on a particular icon, it shows you how you can execute a particular option. For example, create straight line. This line creates straight line. With line, you can create a series of continuous lines segments. Each segment is in the line object that can be edited separately. So what is this? It is explaining. So I can invoke the line command from the command bar also. If I press line and press enter, it invokes the command. At this command prompt, you can see what you are required to do next. It says specify first point. That means on this workspace, I have to click a particular point from where you have to start a line. I already told you I'm going to confine my drawing to this box here. So let me click a point here so your line starts. This is called rubber band technique, where you can visualize how long the line should be, how much it should be inclined, etc. So the first point is picked. Then it is asking specify next point. So I can specify the next point. Then it says specify next point. Like that you can go on and on this infinite space. To come out of this command, I told you if you press escape it will come out. Again, another way of coming out of the command is just to press enter. So now at this point I'm pressing enter, it comes out of the command. Once again I repeat, I'm drawing a line. I want to come out at this point, so I press enter. Or I can press escape. For deleting, just select the entities and press delete. Each line is an entity. Zoom in, zoom out using your scroll button. Now, while we are in a command, for example, I'm going to draw a circle. See, it is saying specify center point. And something is coming in box brackets here. This box bracket indicates, or things which are within the box bracket indicates the options available. So a circle can be drawn in multiple ways, that is by specifying center point, or 3-point method, or 2-point method, or tangent radius method. So I'm going to use the center point method. So pick the center point. Then it will ask for diameter, or first it is asking radius, specify radius of the circle. Another option available is to indicate the diameter. And there is something between the lesser than and greater than sign. That value is the default value. So options available will come in box brackets, within the box bracket, and within lesser than greater than symbol you will get the default value. So if you want to accept the default value, just press enter. That means the radius of the circle is 80 mm. Okay, let me repeat. So if I'm going to draw a line, okay, I have drawn 3 segments. Now the options available for me is close and undo. Close means it will go to this point and close. See, I am pressing CLOSE, close. Either you type CLOSE, close, or you type C alone, it will take it as that option. This is close. Again, let me do. Assume I don't want this last segment that I have drawn. Option available is either I can close here or undo the last line. So you press U and press enter. Again you press U and enter, it will undo. You can undo up to the last line that you have drawn. Press undo, everything is gone. Press escape, you come out of this option. So let me do a circle undo. I am drawing a circle. I have selected the center point. Now if you want, you can specify the radius here, or if you want to give the diameter, you just click on this diameter, or you give D, or you type diameter, enter. Now it is asking for diameter. Now the thing which is within the lesser than greater than symbol is the default. If you press enter here, the diameter of this circle will be 161. Just let us check the diameter. Zoom in to see the value. See, 161. So if you want to accept something which is default, what is the default value? Default value is the value present between the lesser than and greater than symbol. If you want to accept the default value, press enter. Otherwise, you have to type the new value. Let me do the circle once again. I'm going to circle option, specify center point. Now, if you give a value 20 here, this 20 indicates radius. Instead of giving 20, I give D and enter. That means you are choosing diameter option. Now you have to give the diameter value. Either you give the diameter value or accept. Now I'm going to give the diameter value is 100. Enter. So this is how your command line helps. Sometimes for some students this command line will not be available. So press F2. A window opens like this. So you type in command line option command and say enter, then this command line will appear here. See, the command line window is not present here, so I'm pressing F2. This command window will open. Press command line as a single word and press enter. This command prompt will come. Okay, next I'm going to teach you something called as the ortho. You can see this icon here, perpendicular symbol. This is ortho. This helps to draw lines which are horizontal or vertical only. So by switching on, switching off this, you can draw lines which are vertical and horizontal. It's very, very helpful command, ortho. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something called as dimension setting. If you remember, I drawn a circle, then I dimensioned it. The dimension line is not coming properly. The arrowhead is not visible. The dimension text is not visible. I have to zoom, pan and see what is the dimension value. So instead of doing this, I'm going to do something called as the dimension settings. How to do? The command prompt is, at the command prompt you have to type command dim style, DIMSTYLE and press enter. A window opens. At this window, you need to go and modify the settings. So press modify. Go to the first lines. Here nothing is to be modified. If at all you want to modify, you can do the modifying. Go to symbols and arrows. Change the arrow size to 3. That means the arrow will be of 3 mm size. Then go to text and change the text height to 3. 3 mm should be the text height. So if you dimensioning and the dimension is 10, the 10 numerical value should be of 3 mm height. Then go to primary units and make this to 0. You can see the change. Here you can see how this is affecting, how it will come. You can just see. If I press 2 precision, what happens? If I press more precision, what happens? Now I am keeping the precision to single digit only and say OK and then say set current and close it. Now let me draw a circle and dimension it. You can see the difference. You press here, you can see the different dimensioning options. If you want to do linear dimensioning, I'll do a diameter. This is a diameter, you can see. Then I'm going to do a linear dimensioning. Then I can do an aligned dimensioning. Like this, different types of dimensioning you can do. So if I want to remove these things, I just have to enclose these things and delete it. You accidentally delete this line, it is easy, just go and finish it off. Now, here you have something called as object snap. How does this help? For example, I have drawn a line. I want to draw a line from the midpoint of this line to the center of this line. So manually locating will be very, very difficult for this. Okay, let me do it. So here when you go to the midpoint, you can see a small triangle appearing. This indicates that is the midpoint. Even if you don't go there, exactly. It once it starts, see now it has started appearing. Now if you click with your left mouse button, it will catch that midpoint. Now you go to the center, you can see the circle, small green circle, that indicates that if you click now, you are going to come to the center. So now from the midpoint of this line, you have come to the center of this. This is called as O snap. Lot of options are available. Press the small arrow down here. You can see lot of options. Okay, tangent, perpendicular. For example, you want to draw a line from here and perpendicular to this. You can see a perpendicular symbol appearing. Click that, then it will be perpendicular to that line. From here, from the end of this line, this is end point. See, small square is coming. From here, you want tangent to this. You can see the tangent symbol coming. If you click here, then this line will be tangential to that particular circle. This is O snap. Okay. Now, another thing here is called as object snap tracking. So what exactly is this? So if I want to draw a line exactly in the level of this line's endpoint, so I go near this line, I don't click but drag this mouse. You can see this green dot lines indicates that you are on the same level. Now if you click, then this endpoint and this endpoint are coincidental. Now let us draw. For example, I want to draw a line at the same level of the center. So what I do, I don't click here, but I just drag this. Just go to the 10 point. See, wherever I click on this green dotted line, I am at the same level as the center of this circle. This is object snap tracking. This is object snap. This is ortho. This is dynamic mode. This dynamic mode, I want you to switch it off. Grid, switch on, switch off. Depending upon your convenience, you can switch it on or off. I generally prefer it being switched off. Okay. So I'm going to draw a small square for you. Okay. And show you how to draw with proper dimensioning. Okay. So take a line option. It says specify first point. I can click here. Switch on your ortho. Then whatever length you want, you move the mouse in this direction. Whatever length you want, say 100 mm, enter. Then keep the mouse in the above direction, 100, enter. The left side you point the mouse, 100, enter. Now you have two options, close and undo. If you don't want this line, press undo. If I see press close, see what happens. I'm saying see, enter. It closes off without giving the dimension. Now I can dimension this box by using the linear option. This is 100. This is 100. You can zoom in and see what is the dimension. If you want to increase the arrow size and the text, you can also increase the text height and the arrow size by pressing the dim style option. You give the command dim style in the command prompt. Here you can say dim style, enter. And you can change it. How? Press modify, change the values, say OK, say set current, and close. This is how you start. Then once you have done all your drawing, you press this save option. This is very important to save so that you can get the drawing if at all you lose somewhere in halfway. So what are the things we have seen? We have seen how to change the units by pressing the direct drawing utilities. We have seen how to save the drawing. We have seen how to draw lines, circle, how to use the command prompt, how to use the status bar. If something is absent here, then go to this customization and press customize whatever options you want. Then it will appear here. When it appears here, you can switch on, switch off. I also taught you how to do the dimensioning, how to use the command dim style, and I also taught you how to start, how to use your mouse. Also, I have taught you. So with this, I will stop. Later on, we can continue. I want you to practice before you expand more on this software.